Have you ever wondered what keeps the world's internet running smoothly? It's not just satellites or fiber optics in the sky, it's the massive network of undersea cables buried beneath the waves. These cables carry everything from your emails to entire internet traffic, but something sinister is happening beneath the surface. Who's destroying these essential cables, and why is it happening? Stay with us as we dive into a mystery that could shake the very foundation of global communication. Repairing internet cables under the sea. If a shark bites the internet cable at the bottom of the sea, how is it repaired? Most importantly, how do we find out where the cable is broken in the thousands of miles of sea? From this video to the entire traffic on YouTube, there is information about the cable hidden at the bottom of the sea. A traffic highway passes through these cables, which we use daily but cannot see. The network of undersea cables is so vast that it connects all the continents. These cables are laid at a maximum depth of 8,000 meters, where the pressure is as much as 5,300 kilos per square inch. This is similar to putting the weight of an African elephant on the smallest finger of a human foot. Under such high pressure, the shortest part of the cable passes under the Black Sea between Azerbaijan and Turkmenistan, whose length is about 300 kilometers. The largest part is 6,600 kilometers long and is named the Maria Cable. It starts from Virginia Beach in America, passes through the dark depths of the Atlantic Ocean, and ends in Bilbao, Spain. Global cable length. If we talk about the cables laid in all the oceans of the world, their total length exceeds 1.4 million kilometers. So much that if these cables were wrapped around all the planets of our solar system, there would still be enough cable left to go around the Earth once again. Now it is obvious that laying such long cables, especially at a depth of 8,000 meters in the sea, is not an easy task. Just laying 1 kilometer of submarine cable costs a maximum of 2.5 million US dollars. So now you can guess how much it would have cost to lay 1.4 million kilometers of cable. But after all, is there any need to do all this? In today's era, the same thing can be done with the help of satellites to keep the whole world connected wirelessly. In fact, there are 493 submarine cables in the whole world. Each cable can handle 4,000 terabits of data. To understand it for a second, 80 million people can stream a 4K movie simultaneously on just one cable, and there are 493 such cables. In contrast, if the same work is done by satellite, only 24,000 people will be able to watch the same 4K movie simultaneously on one satellite. To fulfill the demands of the people, more and more satellites would have to be installed, which would cost more and require more maintenance. Reflection and repeating signals. The job of the core is to take the light to another place through which the light travels. There is a layer outside this core which makes the light bounce back inside if it tries to reflect. This process is called total internal reflection. The light signal becomes weak over longer distances, so a repeater is installed every 100 kilometers to boost the signal. To power these amplifiers, a DC current of 100,000 volts is sent to the core through a copper layer because there is no power source in the middle of the ocean. Wavelength division multiplexing, WDM. This technique is called wavelength division multiplexing, WDM. Light of different colors is passed through fiber optics simultaneously, and each color of light carries different data packets. As you know, the speed of light is 1,079 million kilometers per second. This means that the data travels from one place to another at the speed of light in the blink of an eye. It travels thousands of kilometers, but this data is converted back into an electrical signal with the help of a photodiode or photodetector, and then the computer or mobile device reconstructs it and displays it as graphics or in another form. Despite the core, these cables are very resistant to earthquakes, shark attacks, and sea waves. However, they can be damaged by volcanic eruptions. But the biggest reason for damage to submarine cables is fishing. Some vessels hunt fish living at the bottom of the sea using a trawl door, which has a rope attached to it that is directly connected to the vessel. This trawl door is sent to the bottom and dragged along the ocean floor, trapping the fish. When this trawl door accidentally drags over a submarine cable, it damages the cable. Repairing submarine cables. Now, one question must be coming to your mind. If submarine cables get damaged at the bottom of such a vast and desolate sea, how are they repaired? Repairing is one thing, but first, how do we pinpoint the location of the damage in thousands of kilometers of wire? Let us explain. Modern submarine cables are 1 inch thick, and the weight of 1 kilometer of wire is about 1,400 kilos, which is roughly the same weight as a sedan car. For installation in the sea, thousands of kilometers of wire are laid in one continuous piece on the sea floor with the help of special ships. After thorough research, a specific area is selected, and large rolls of wire are loaded onto the ship and brought to the location. Using a special robotic machine capable of walking on the sea floor, the area is dug up to 1 meter, and the cables are laid in it. This is a very slow job that requires great caution. According to estimates, it took about 2 years to install the 6,600 kilometer long wire laid between the US and Europe. When the wire in one vessel runs out, another vessel filled with cable is brought in, and the first one is replaced with the new one. The laying work continues by connecting the corner of the new wire to the old one. The biggest obstacle to this work is the weather. Strong winds are present in the Atlantic Ocean 365 days a year, and these winds can turn into a sea storm at any time. No one can stop them. Additionally, Category 1 hurricanes are often present in the Atlantic Ocean. Even now, while I am doing research for this video, a Category 1 hurricane is active in the Atlantic Ocean, expected to reach the coast of Ireland on August 23rd. Due to the strong storms, installation work is paused for several days until the weather clears. Finding the damage. A special device called an optical time domain reflectometer is used. This device sends a light pulse from both ends, and because the cable is broken, the light pulse bounces back. By measuring how long the returning pulse takes to return and the strength of the signal, experts can estimate the exact distance where the damage has occurred. This process is done from both ends, and it is verified whether the locations match. Next, DC supply is released into the cable from both ends. The current is turned off, and remotely operated vehicles, ROVs, are sent to the bottom of the sea at that location. With the help of ROVs, the physical cable is first unraveled, then brought up to the vessel. The damaged section of the cable is cut, and another section is inserted. Since the core of the fiber optic cable is made of glass, this work must be done very carefully to ensure that the glass joins together as seamlessly as it was before the break. This process is called splicing. If the cable is too short or the seafloor is too deep, one part of the cable is lifted up, extra wire is added to it, and then it is laid down again. The same process is repeated at the other end of the broken cable as well. So who exactly is targeting the lifelines of our internet, and what does it mean for us all? We may not have all the answers yet, but one thing is clear: the stakes are higher than ever. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss the next shocking update on this ongoing saga. The truth is out there, and we're just getting started. See you in the next video.